Hello, everybody. It has been a very long time since I've uploaded anything that wasn't weird ass bullshit. And forgive me if I sound weird. I am under the weather. Everybody in this house is under the weather, so I'm going to be a little bit of a mouth breather, and I apologize in advance for that. Today, I have dachshund puppies for adoption and rehoming. I have a puppy scammer, and technically, it's still ongoing. I found him and I sent the message on Thursday. So tell me about these puppies. Been looking for a dachshund. Says, where are you located at? And what gender are you interested in getting a male or female puppy? I said female. And I'm in Saturn Valley, Illinois for breeding. You know what I'm saying? Now, at this point, any ethical breeder would have called me out and would have just been like, no, I am not giving you a dog if you're looking to breed it. And he said, will you love to see pictures of what I have available right now? I said, I will love to see it. I think I will. So he sends me this adorable little dog. I have no idea where the pictures are from. I didn't look. But I know they're not his. We know they're not his. He said, here's Luna. I said, how cute. She would be perfect for breeding. Is that the only female? We're looking into breeding Danehounds, which is something I made up, meaning I want to breed a Great Dane with a Dachshund, and I'm using a female Dachshund. So again, any normal person would have immediately called animal control on me. They would have called the cops on that one. He says, she is 12 weeks old, such a sweetheart, human focused and friendly. She's an excellent kitten for cuddles that make you happy when you're sad. She perfect for anxiety supports. You are going to find your dream love of pets in Luna. She is so hypoallergenic and non-shedding. She is so friendly and socializes pets and people of all ages. Loves leaking and kissing too, and deeply emotionally oppressed with her temperament. She is well trained to perform some kittens services excellently. This is really hard to read. She's going to be a perfect emotional support, service, and therapy puppy. Luna is the most personable dachshund puppy you will meet. She loves to spend time with you and play, then rest up with a long nap. She is always up for a walk and playtime, followed by a bear on the couch. If you have been looking for a new adventure, Luna is ready to be the one to be. He responds to me, no, we just have 2 female dachshunds left for now. How soon will you be needing this puppy home, Heart? I said, but I must know how she gets on with other dogs. I don't want her to hurt the Dane she's going to be mated with. Now, anybody who knows dogs, Great Danes are enormous, and a dachshund could not harm a Great Dane at all, except maybe bite its ankles. I said, I don't want her to hurt the Dane she's going to be mated with. How much are they? Where are you located? Your location matters. He says, she's so lovely and playful with kids and other house pets. When is her time for showering? She keeps running around, and I keep running after her. I said, well, that's great, which he gave a thumbs up. He said, how soon will you be needing this baby Luna home? And how much is your budget for a puppy? I said, I guess ASAP. I just got a male to breed with a lynx. Spared no expense. And then I said, Keishond, why autocorrect changed it to Lynchburg? I'll never know. I'm just messing with him at this point. Then I said, lynx, not lunchtime. He says, okay, great. I will be needing your info so we can proceed as soon as possible. Okay. House address, phone number, full names, email address, new name of the puppy. So we can proceed as we can. Okay for you to get Luna home. Hello, because I had taken a while to respond to him. I said, you never said the cost. He says, all we are asking is $550 for each of our puppies, including delivery fee and health insurance. I said, you also never said if they were purebred and whether or not you were a licensed breeder. So if so, could you send a photo of your license? I have to be safe on my end. He responds, we are just here in Kanawak. I don't know where that is supposed to be. I said, huh? And to my question about being a licensed breeder and getting a photo of the license, he says, OMG, we accept this type of thing and video. That's why we are 100% safe. You can't find our pictures online. Okay. I said, you don't accept what kind of thing? You're starting to not make much sense. Also, if I did buy from you, how would I even get the dog? He says, sending too much picture of you. What more pictures can we can send? You are addressed and you come see in person. Okay. You will not take pictures. Okay. He says, the puppy is going to be delivered to you. Okay. I said, how? And why are you seemingly so offended by my asking to see your breeder's license? That seemed to incense you. It's very odd. He responded, OMG, what are you up to, Lynn? What are you asking like that, or my God? I said, okay, I'm getting a bit skeeved by this. I don't think I'm interested. I'll just go to the shelter and see what they have. Thank you for your time. I was going to end it there. He said, if you are willing to get this puppy home, let me know, okay, so we know what I'm doing here, okay, please. He says, okay, thanks for your time. I will send you my address if you love to come and see you are free, okay, all the time. I said, will I see the breeder's license while there? I was actually kind of hoping to get a photoshopped breeder's license. I don't even know if that's a thing. Excuse me. I said, that's seriously all I'm asking. It's something you should have on your wall. He says, yeah, you will see everything here, but nor picture. Okay. I said, okay, what's your address then? He responds again, you will see it here. Okay. You will need to do a refundable reservation fee of $200 once the payment is confirmed. A change of ownership documents will be done and emailed to you so you can sign, and we will hold the puppy for you till the day you will be ready for delivery. The fee is 100% refundable in case something comes up. And if you change your mind on getting the puppy, you will receive back your money in full. If you proceed, when you receive the puppy, you will complete $350 payment. Now, if anybody doesn't know, this is a scam. They just take your money and run. They don't have any animals. I said, a reservation fee just to see the dog? That's strange. So you want me to pay you for you to give me your address so I can see the dogs? Now, I do know if you are buying from reputable breeders, they sometimes do ask for some type of payment, like to like hold your place in line for when they do have puppies. I said, okay, do you want the money or no? How do I get it to you? Because he was taking a while to get back to me. He says, yes, Rebecca, you will have to do the deposit now so I can get everything done and send alongside my house address for pickup. The upfront deposit is $200 from the total $550, and the rest of my balance will be handed to me when you come for the piggy. He says, do you have Cash App so I can send you my details so you make the deposit? I said, no, I do not have Cash App. Why can't I just give you cash when I get there? He says, sorry, we don't work that way, ma'am. The deposit is necessary, okay? And it's refundable if you later on have a change in mind. He says, what do you have then? PayPal or Apple Pay? I'm going to send you my house address in Mendota, Illinois, if you carry on with the deposit. I said, yeah, that's all the way across the state. I don't think I'll be showing up since you won't give me a breeder's license. This deal wasn't meant to be. He says, you're at Saturn Valley, Illinois, right? That's just an hour from me. Okay. Saturn Valley does not exist. That's not a place in Illinois. So I said, no, it's not. Mendota is up near Chicago, which probably like a couple hours from Chicago. He said, you won't be able to drive up here to come get the puppy. I said, no, you had said something about delivery, but you never said who. Also, you wouldn't show me a breeder's license. In Illinois, you have to have one. I don't know if that's true. He says, look, you don't have to be skeptical, okay? I will actually get you the puppy. I'm not a fraudulent person. I've been breeding dachshund for some time now. I can offer you home delivery service since you can come to Mendota. I said, I'm still not going to be able to drive across the state to come look and pay you beforehand. So I'm just supposed to take your word that you're an ethical breeder, give you money, then come look and make a decision? What if I get there and the puppies are all covered in crap and have fleas, and then I'm out money and I'd have to call animal control? He says, "Look, Rebecca, pretend like that's not my real name. It's not like we are out here for the money. We actually need to provide lovely homes for our little dachshund babies. The upfront deposit is kind of like a policy for us. And no client I mind none has ever refused or denied to comply to make the deposit." So I said, "Why does your English deteriorate when you have to answer complex questions?" He says, "I take good care of my puppies, okay? How will I be selling you a puppy that got fleas? Did they picture I sent show any fleas, okay, the puppy?" I said, "You act like there aren't scammers out there." He says, "I'm just trying to come clear with you so you can get the puppy." I said, "I don't know you. You could be one." He says, "Yes, there are scammers out here, but I'm not one of them. I really have the puppies, and I'm not trying to scam anyone out of her hard-earned money, okay? I'm not a fraudulent person, Rebecca. I promise you that if you can trust me and comply with me, then you will definitely be getting the puppy, okay?" As if that's good enough. I said, "Okay, I have to think on this. There are quite a few red flags in this conversation." Obviously, not going to tell him what those are. Excuse me. He says, "Look, Rebecca, I can swear to you on my children that I have the puppies. If you make the deposit now, I will send you to my address and you can come pick up the puppy. Whenever you can, just let me know when you'll be coming. Or, since you said you won't be able to come to Mendota, you can just provide me with your address and I will drive down to your house with the puppy." I said, "I'm willing to bet you won't show up with the puppy unless I send you money." "Which I will. You can pick up $500 cash when you get here." And, excuse me, the money for the puppy. I figure if you're willing to drive that far with the puppy, I can give you $1,000. He says, "Look, Rebecca, I will be there with you, puppy. I swear I'm not a scammer or any of that." "No, you just have to do the $200 deposit and send alongside your house address, and I will be on my way with the puppy. I won't charge that much, okay? The puppy is going for just $550. You make a deposit of $200 now, and when I get to your house with the puppy, you hand over my balance to me cash, and that's how it's going to go." So I said, 8622 Albertson Drive in Saturn Valley. Obviously not a real place. And I said, "See, I knew it. I knew you wouldn't show up without me giving money beforehand." He says, "Great, I have your address. Now, how can you proceed with the $200 deposit, Rebecca? So I should proceed with the delivery." I said, "We can do COD or forget it." He says, "I'm not a fraudulent person. If you can't trust me and make the deposit for me to do the delivery, then that's it. You have lost the only chance you had to get a puppy. Have a nice day." So I said, "You too." He says, "I'm not after your money, by the way. You were the one who reached out for my puppy, which you won't be getting." I said, "Okay, that's fine. I can go to the shelter." He said, "Yes, you have 1,000 to 1,500 right now, or right in." I said, "Yep, what's your point? I can go to the shelter in Tucson tomorrow." Tucson is another name of a town in Earthbound. He said, "If you could be able to go there, since why reaching out to me then? Were you just trying to waste my time or what?" I said, "Because it's like 10 minutes away." He said, "You then, when you get the puppy from the shelter tomorrow, you let me know." I said, "Why? That's just odd. Why do you care?" He said, "I just want to see." And that was it. That was all we had. So if I get any more of these, which is probably what I'm going to have to go after because they're the only ones that respond. The celebrity scammers don't respond at all. They have completely changed their tactics and are all on WhatsApp and Telegram. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll have more content in the future.